Hey guys, today's video is going to be a book review of To Sleep in a Sea of Stars by Christopher Paolini, who you may know better as the author of the Eragon books. No, sorry, the Inheritance cycle, which started with Eragon. And he has branched out from his sort of young adult fantasy into something slightly more young adult science fiction-ish, almost? No, a bit more past that. It's interesting, very, very interesting, quite different than his original work that he got known for, and that's quite a good thing. To Sleep in a Sea of Stars follows Kira Navarez, who is a xenobiologist on a mission for the company that everyone works for in the future, and she discovers alien tech that she does not understand and it has to be quarantined about, and then all hell breaks loose, and that's the long and the short of it, really. I really quite enjoyed this book. It's a pretty decent take, and it's quite well written in a lot of ways. It's not to say it's a perfect book. Paolini himself wrote an afterword for this book, and in it he says that he's aware it's not a perfect book. It's not like amazing in that way, but it was the best that he could do of this story, and I think that he will get better as he writes more in this universe, because I believe that he's making this as the first one in the universe of the story, and he's going to write more in that world, even if they're not connected to this one so specifically. So I'm interested to see where he goes from that, but he's done a really interesting work here. Now, there are some problems with it. The book has got some weird pacing issues and a lot of characters who you can get very mixed up about at times, but the characters that you do know, you get like that. They are really nice and easy to sort of get there. You get them pretty quickly, and he's pretty consistent with the majority of the main people in this, but there's definitely a lot of characters who are kind of extraneous, and you kind of like, oh, they where did they go? Or what was that all about? It's still a good book though. I enjoyed the characters. As I said, he did a very good job on the ones that he got like right down to. The Wallfish crew were particularly a bunch of interesting characters, and I found them very compelling, and I'm hoping that we get more to do with them in future works in this universe. Hopefully. The pacing is rather weird in this book. It does feel like it goes a little bit too quickly, just all through it, and it only felt like it had earned that pace at the end, but it kept it the same pace roughly throughout much of the book, and it needs to sort of build up a bit more than it did in this one. So it's got some funny points on that. I really enjoyed some of the concepts in this book. It's basically a first contact story, which I've read a lot of recently. Or by recently I mean in the last like 2 years, because An Absolutely Remarkable Thing, Axiom's End, and now this are all ones that I can think of. I think there's probably some others, but similar. I just picked up on the fact that I've read a lot of first contacty stuff. It's a very interesting take on this first contact, because it starts with just war. War is happening, and turns out it's partially provoked and partially not, and threatening and all sorts of nonsense that can only really go on if you've got a bunch of warlike civilizations. And the ending works quite well to sort of broker a peace, but like there's a lot still to come on that. And as I said, I'm really looking forward to seeing some other works in this universe, because it would be interesting to see what goes on. One thing that I did have to be a bit weird about was that Kira's fiance that she gets engaged to in the end of the first chapter, and then over the course of the next like 2 chapters he dies, and I'm like, he didn't, like, he's mentioned more, but you never really feel too invested in him at all for the, like, in the feelings that she had for him. It like, she talks about them a few times, but also I don't know. I think it might be partly due to the spans of time that go on with her having to be, because of the way that he's doing faster than light travel in the world. There's some interesting stuff to do with it. He talks about how he learnt math. He learned advanced mathematics, effectively, so that he could make a faster than light travel system, just to make it work, to make it a realistic one that could be used, almost, if you sort of hand wave it enough. But it made sense. But because of the spans of time, it was so weird about the death of the fiance being like not brought up or not. Just felt a little bit too all up in the air on that front. But in all, it did not terribly on that front. Kira was an interesting one, but I really felt that there was some room to explain more with the jellies, the Ranwi? I'm butchering that almost certainly, but there's a lot of interesting stuff with the alien races. I'm interested to see what he comes up with next for this universe. I'm interested. As I said, I think that the book is quite well written in a lot of ways, but it does have its problems, and at times the sort of translation between the 2 alien races, between the humans and the jellies, the Ranari or whatever it is, felt a bit too easy. But then also it was kind of helped by the fact that there is a xenospecies thing that, the skin suit thing that she ends up with, that she that can help her translate, and effectively. So anyway, I think that's all the thoughts that I have on this book. I think it's not a bad book. It's a pretty good book. Definitely got some room to make new stories set in the same universe, though. I'm very interested to see the next bit. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of Paolini and his books. I definitely enjoyed them a lot when I was a kid, and I enjoy them a lot now, it seems. So I would love to know what you make of him in the comments down below. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and that you remember to like and share it, and subscribe to my channel. Click on the thumbnails over there to see other videos by me, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!